$300 for a set of generic fit single driver IEMs. Are they worth that price? On this video, we're going to find out. Roll the intro. Now, before we get started, yes, Westone did send me these IEMs to check out for free, but no, they didn't pay me, so I'm not a shill. All of my opinions here are going to be my own. So let's unbox these IEMs and see what you get for your $300, and then we'll talk about the specs. Like the $1,100 Mach 60s I reviewed back in January, the presentation of these $300 Mach 10s is really nice. They spend a little extra cash for a very Apple-esque unboxing experience, and you do get a couple nice little extras for your $300. Everything in the box includes 2 earbuds, a lightweight headphone cable, 5 different pairs each of a total of 10 different pairs of color-coded memory foam or silicone headphone tips, a little cleaning tool, a Westone branded sack and cable tie, and a molded plastic case. The case has a gasket seal as well, so that'll help keep dirt and moisture out when you're going from gig to gig. The specs of these headphones are, like I said at the start, a single driver universal fit IEM with a frequency response from 20 Hz to 18 kHz with a sensitivity of 103 decibel at 1 kHz and an impedance of 80 ohms at 1 kHz as well. The headphone cable you get is a Linum Estrum box or BAX cable, and it's made of a very thin silver-plated copper cable, and the press material claims it will disappear on your ears. I have different opinions that we'll get into later though. The case they describe as a custom-designed, crush-proof and watertight mini monitor vault. Press material cracks me up sometimes. Anyway. On to the good. The first good here is, yes, the sound quality. In my opinion, there's 2 things that count the most when it comes to IEMs. The first being sound quality and comfort being the second, and these definitely deliver on the sound quality. I've used a pair of Shure 215 single driver IEMs for a ton of years, and these really do smoke the 215, which is basically Shure's entry-level IEM. They also definitely should. They do cost basically near as makes no difference 3 times the price of a Shure 215. For the sound quality, I would describe it as pretty well balanced. It's got good low end, nice representation of the mids, and the highs are pretty detailed as well, especially for a single driver. Positive number 2 is definitely the comfort. For a universal fit IEM, the shell design that Westone is using for their Mach series of IEMs really is fantastic. They're way more comfortable than something like a Shure 215 just for comparison. It's pretty crazy because all of the earbuds are the same size in the Mach line, running from the single driver IEMs all the way up to the 8 driver model, so I got no idea how they're pulling that off, but I am confident that regardless of which model you go with in the Mach line, because all the buds are so freaking tiny, they should pretty much fit comfortably in everyone's ear. Positive number 3 is definitely going to be the case. I know I made fun of it in the marketing material. I mean, a crush-proof, watertight mini monitor vault, but yeah, it's actually pretty damn nice. The branding on this little case has been included in the molding process, so it's kind of funny. I find the branding to actually be nicer than the larger and legit Pelican case that came with the Mach 60s. Also, this case is tiny, and while the Pelican case that came with the Mach 60s isn't enormous, if I was gigging and going back and forth and not just like using them to teach and record here at my home studio, I would definitely be putting the Mach 60s in this Mach 10 case. You know, look, all you need is a case big enough for the headphones and the cable and a cleaning tool and you're good to go. You're not going to need to bring any extra ear tips with you once you've figured out what your right size is. So I really like the small size in this case. Now that we're halfway through this video, it's a good point for me to plug who I am and what I do. My name is Rob. Welcome to my channel, A Minor Error. Here I primarily review guitars and other musical related products like these IEMs. I also release my own original music and give music lessons and that sort of thing through the channel. So if you're liking the vibe, consider maybe giving the channel a sub. I would greatly appreciate the support. Yes, I am a Berklee College of Music grad, and I have 15 years experience teaching, gigging, and being a professional musician. So if you like the little shreddy bits and you'd like to book a lesson, my contact info is down below. I teach music theory or harmony, as well as ear training, music production, and yeah, any general shreddy guitar lessons that you might be interested in. So with that out of the way, continuing on. On to the negative. It's going to be a pretty short section. There's only one negative, and it is actually the cable, in my opinion. They just aren't as comfy as they claim. It's still probably like the second most comfortable headphone cable I've ever used, but it is stupidly thin. Like, impossible to believe just how thin it could be thin. When I first popped them on, I thought they felt great. But then over time, the cable is so thin, it starts to cut into like this part of your ear that they rest on. The Mach 60s that I reviewed back in January, and I've been using every day since then, come with a different cable. It's still from Linim, but it's called an Estrom Superbax or BAX cable. The Superbax cable is probably the best headphone cable on the market in my opinion. It's still very small and it is lightweight, but the cable is thick enough to not dig into your ears, and it has without a doubt the best cable tension adjuster, I think, on the market. The way to get your IEM so comfortable that you potentially forget about them while performing is that you need a good tensioner to hold just the right amount of pressure on the back of your head with the cable. And it needs to be able to hold it and not slip, especially if you're moving around, obviously, while performing. The problem here is this regular BAX cable uses a different style tensioner, and it doesn't work nearly as well. This tensioner just doesn't hold consistent pressure. It loosens over really a short amount of time, and then you're stuck fiddling with it again to get a little bit more tension on it. The cable is also so thin, it's prone to getting ridiculously tangled in itself, and in my opinion, it just doesn't really feel roadworthy. Honestly, I cannot even explain how thin this cable it is. You really gotta see it to believe it. It just feels like it's too fragile to hold up to the rigors of traveling and gigging. Look, I could totally be wrong, but if I was gonna rock these at a gig, I would definitely be ordering a backup set of headphone cables, just to be on the safe side. Conclusions. Do I think you should consider checking out the Westone Mach 10, or really anything in their Mach line? Yes, definitely. It's a really solid IEM. It's definitely worth the asking price of $300, delivering a far superior sound quality and comfort over something what Shure is offering at this price point. The extras, like the little case and having 5 different sets of color-coded memory foam and silicone ear tips, guarantees you'll definitely find an ear tip that works well for your ear holes as well. I'm nitpicking maybe a little bit with the headphone cable in terms of comfort, but I don't think I'm nitpicking when it comes to its durability. If you order one of these, make sure you get a backup cable. So thank you for watching my review of the Westone Mach 10. I hope you found it informative and vaguely entertaining. If you did like the video, hit like and maybe consider giving the channel a sub. I greatly appreciate the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Woo!